Hello friends, in this video lecture we will discuss about parturition and lactation. Parturition is also known as childbirth, and in general we can also use about the term labor or delivery for parturition. As we already know, in case of human female, pregnancy or gestation period, that is period of embryonic development, this ends after 9 months or 3 trimester. Each trimester is of 3 months. So what is parturition? This is delivery of fetus that occurs at the end of pregnancy, and this is because of vigorous contraction of uterine muscles. All these events are part of complex neuroendocrine mechanism. When fetus is fully developed, then by both fetus as well as placenta, there will be some mild uterine contraction that occurs in uterus region, and this event is known as fetal ejection reflex. These signals transfer to posterior pituitary of mother's body. Posterior pituitary is also known as neurohypophysis. When signal reaches to posterior pituitary, then by posterior pituitary there will be secretion of oxytocin, that also known as birth hormone. So this hormone reaches to fetus or placenta by blood, and again this will stimulate further more uterine contraction. This uterine contraction again is a part of fetal ejection reflex, and this again sends signal to posterior pituitary. So by posterior pituitary again there will be secretion of oxytocin, and this again reaches to fetus and placenta. So this process continues again and again till parturition or childbirth. Finally, there will be labor pain. What is labor pain? So this is because of rapid contraction of myometrium of uterus. There is a labor pain, or we can say pain during parturition or childbirth. This labor pain causes parturition from the uterus through birth canal. So here at the time of labor pain there will also be secretion of relaxin hormone that is secreted by ovary, and this relaxin hormone increases flexibility in pubic symphysis. So what is pubic symphysis? This is a secondary cartilaginous joint that occurs in between left and right pubic bone near the midline of the body. These both pubic bones are part of coxal bone that are located in hip region. So there will be expansion of pubic symphysis, and this will also helps in easy childbirth or parturition. So there will be parturition from uterus through birth canal, and finally after some time this parturition is also followed by expulsion of placenta, that is very soon after infant's delivery. So here in this diagram we can see this portion, this is pituitary gland, this is hypothalamus, and this colored region is posterior pituitary, while this one is fully developed fetus inside the uterus. So when fetus is fully developed, then by both fetus as well as placenta, this blue colored region is placenta. So fetus and placenta, by both there will be generation of mild uterine contraction, that is fetal ejection reflexes, and these reflexes reaches to posterior pituitary, and by posterior pituitary with respect to this there will be secretion of oxytocin. This oxytocin by blood reaches to uterus as well as their muscles, and finally this will cause more and more contraction in uterine muscles, that is in myometrium, and this will also leads to expansion of this cervical canal. Further, there will be more fetal ejection reflexes to posterior pituitary, and by posterior pituitary there will be more and more secretion of oxytocin. This will continue and this cervical canal along with this vagina is going to be expanded and there will be parturition or childbirth. This cervical canal along with vagina is known as birth canal. So through this birth canal there will be childbirth. This is mucus plug that is helpful for protection of embryo or growing fetus because of prevention of entry of pathogenic substance by vagina inside the uterus. Now about lactation. So what is lactation? This is given here. This is about differentiation of female mammary gland at the end of pregnancy, and this will help to produce milk for feeding of their young ones. Very early milk that is secreted by mammary gland from mother's body after childbirth or parturition for first 2 to 3 days, this is known as colostrum. This colostrum is yellowish in color and highly enriched with proteins, that is alpha-lactalbumin. So there may be question, which protein present in human mother's milk? So this is alpha-lactalbumin. Fat content is very low, while human mother milk is highly enriched with IgA, that is immunoglobulin A antibody, and this antibody is highly needed for passive immunity of newborn. Passive immunity is the immunity which is provided by artificially introduced antibodies in a particular person. So there will be passive immunity provided by IgA, which is taken by milk from mother's body by the young ones. Now about the events related with mammary gland of female. So mammary gland development occurs at the time of puberty by estrogen and progestogen hormones. These both hormones secreted by ovary at the time of puberty. Milk secretion in case of mammary gland, this occurs at the time of childbirth, and this secretion is triggered by prolactin or PRL. This also known as luteotropic or mammotropic hormone secreted by anterior pituitary or adenohypophysis, while milk ejection is triggered by oxytocin or OT, that is secreted by posterior pituitary of brain. Breastfeeding during the initial period of infant growth is highly recommended by doctors, and this is highly needed for bringing up of a healthy baby.